Hi everyone, this is a reading with me. I hope you are doing well. If you're not, I really hope I can help you. This is a very safe space where you are always very, very welcome. And this reading is for all star signs. So if you are here, hello and welcome. I feel like it is a sign that there are messages for you. And also I just wanted to very quickly mention, if you ever wanted to purchase any personal readings with me, everything's listed down below on shopmoonlightguidance.com, and the links are literally down in the description box. There's also personal tarot readings, like I just mentioned, but there's personal services on there. There's also like rituals for different areas of your life, which really focus on healing, which allows your intention to come through for various areas of your life. And there's also intention items such as bracelets, necklaces, candles, embroidered cards, which you can put under your pillow. There's thousands of 5-star reviews, so check everything out in the description box below if you are interested. Okay, so let's have a look and see what this reading brings to you. Hermit. The Hermit. Lovers. Ace of Swords. Okay, so straight away I can see here that there's someone here that walked away from you, okay? So I see that with the Eight of Cups, this person walked away from you. They sort of just went in the opposite direction, took a U-turn. I see here rejection. I see a lot of pain and a lot of sadness. There's a lot of water energy coming through here. It's emotionally made you feel really confused. You may have been doubting yourself as a person, your looks, your abilities, whether you even feel like a good person sometimes. There's a lot of comparison, I feel, that's happened here as well, where sometimes you feel like you're doing everything wrong, or you feel like, did I do something wrong? Why did this person treat me this way? Is it because I'm too much like this? Is it because I'm too much like that? Is it because I said this or that or that? There's a lot, right? There's a lot of overthinking that's happening here. In fact, we have here the King of Overthinking. Yes, there is a King of Overthinking, and that is the Hermit. Okay, the Hermit is truly that energy here of like, even at night you overthink, perhaps in your dreams you're overthinking because of what's happened, and it's almost like you're trying to make sense of everything. You're trying to find clarity in this situation that has truly broken you, and you're trying to find a solution, because that's how you work. You are a solution finder. You are a problem solver, and until you haven't sometimes found a solution, you find it very difficult to understand what has gone on, how it's gone on, and whether there's something you can do to fix the situation. Okay, so we've got that very strong energy here. Day and night, you're always like wondering, you're always pondering, like, was it me? Is it something I said? So that's what we have right there. So this person has clearly hurt you, and you've been making a lot of comparisons, and you just think to yourself, but I am an amazing person. I am kind, I am respectful, I am mature, I am sweet, I am genuine, I am generous, I am who I am, and I'm good, and it really frustrates you because of how they have treated you and how they have been towards you, especially with the Ace of Swords. You just feel very confused sometimes, and very overworked, overwhelmed, and frustrated. And so we've also got here as well the Lovers, and the Lovers is quite a strong energy, which also really does resemble and represent the fact that you felt so much love towards this person. You felt so much of a connect towards this person. You felt so strongly towards them. You felt like this person was your person, and so it's hurt you even more to the core because you've been so heavily attached to this person. And when you've been attached to a person, obviously, like, just taking it apart isn't always easy, right? There can be some damage that is done. It's a little bit like if you put a screwdriver into a wall, right? And then you like take it out, of course there's going to be like, a hole that's left there. And that's what you feel. You feel like there's a hole there, and you feel like, how is the screwdriver okay? And I'm not. And it almost for you feels like you've got that hole, right? Like you're the wall and the other person's just a screwdriver, and there's like nothing, they can just kind of do whatever because they haven't got a hole in them. You've got the hole in you, right? So it just feels frustrating because you feel like you've absorbed all of this energy, and now you have this hole, and they've just kind of gone and just they're living their life. And that really overworks you and overwhelms you and frustrates you even more, because you're thinking like, wow, they could just live their life. Whereas here I am, not being able to live my life and not sure how I can live my life after what has literally just happened. And it's really overwhelming for you. And rightly so. Like, it's not easy, right? It's not easy under any circumstance to understand how this has happened to begin with. It's been just, you know, very, very overwhelming. So let's continue, okay? Page of Swords, World, Queen of Cups. Listen, whatever you said to this person, or whatever you did, okay, whether it's action or words, you would have done the same thing at some point in the future anyways. So be gentle towards yourself, because it would have either happened now, or it would have happened 2 weeks down the line, 2 days down the line, or 2 months down the line, or even 2 years down the line. The same thing would have happened, because it's not got to do with what you said or did, it's got to do with their reaction. And they would have had this reaction at any given point. So I think what you really need to know in regards to this person that hurt you, and what you really, really need to know, is that this would have happened, unfortunately, regardless. There's nothing you could have done to actually change the outcome, because this is not on you, this is on them. And the thing here is that obviously you're being super harsh and critical towards yourself, because you don't want this situation to end, right? So for you, you're being really like, oh my God, was it this? Was it that? Was it this? It's because your brain is working overtime and you're trying to figure everything out. And it's really difficult and it's really challenging, and you don't know which direction or which way to go. And it's purely because of that. So, you know, the Seven of Wands here really shows there's such a strong energy in regards to like not knowing where you stand. And the Seven of Wands is really powerful in the sense as well that you oftentimes just don't know which direction to go in and how to go, you know, and do what you need to do. So the thing with the Seven of Wands is that you feel like this right now, but actually the other person would have done that same, you know, thing. This person has a lot of lessons to learn from what I can see. I do really heavily sense that this person is not as mature as you are. I do truly believe that you are much more mature. You are much more loving and much more caring. Now, it's not to say that that person doesn't have love to give. That person has a very different type. And the reason for that is everybody loves differently. I know this sounds strange, but people love differently. Your intensity of love is so much stronger. You are so much more loving, so much more giving. You are so much more understanding. You are also so much more forgiving in general, right? When a person makes a mistake or they say something not nice, the other person, you know, someone says something and they just like sort of run, you know, they just ignore, they just disappear. And that's because of the relationships they've seen in their life as a child. They're sort of kind of still stuck in that childhood trauma sense of being. And that's not your fault. And I think here you have to understand is that this is not your fault. So comment that down below. This is not my fault. Please, please, please comment it down below. Okay. The World card here as well shows that you just felt like, you know, this person was right for you and that you have been right in the sense of knowing yourself. And that's true. You know, keep nurturing yourself is what I would say in this situation. We'll have some messages also from, you know, their side as well to really have a look. But Five of Pentacles, it's hurt you because you felt something and you did what was right for you. Okay, please don't invalidate yourself. So let's see what this person really wants to tell you. So that's, you know, tarot telling you the situation as a whole and that you shouldn't blame yourself. Let's see now this person's perspective, okay, in regards to what they would want to tell you message-wise. They definitely have some learning to do because I feel like they are running away from their true self because of some childhood trauma, okay? The childhood trauma has kept them from really coming towards you in the way that they would naturally want to. The childhood trauma has just been suppressing them and making them feel really overwhelmed. Now, in a situation like this, you know, what I recommend for people is shadow work healing. It is by far the most positive thing that can be done. I mean, if you want to do it for this person, then by all means you can. It is a ritual that I do on my side, as it's actually a healing, to be honest, and I do it over the course of 7 days. It's called shadow work healing. It helps with childhood trauma, past pain, heartbreak, sadness, grief, and challenges really over the course of time, whether it's to do with relationships, whether it's to do with, you know, parent-child bonds and things like that. But if anyone's ever interested in doing one for themselves or you would like to do it for another person, it's nothing bad actually to do shadow work healing for another person because it's a form of healing, and healing is truly a beautiful, beautiful gift. But if anyone's ever interested, then it is something that I offer, and it's on shopmoonlightguidance.com and linked down below if you're interested. But shadow work healing is by far like one of the most significant things, especially when someone is really dealing with childhood trauma and pain and grief and sadness and like a lot of anxiety from like the past. Okay, so by the way, speaking of anxiety as well, if any of you do have anxiety, you know what like really helps with anxiety? CBT. So that's something I would really recommend. Now that isn't something that I offer, okay? A lot of like therapists and counselors and medical practitioners, not medical practitioners, but medical practitioners in the sense of like even like behavioral coaches, therapists, I would say more so, not medical practitioners, but therapists offer CBT. So that's cognitive behavioral therapy. That can be really good for anxiety if you're dealing with anxiety. It's not something that I offer. I mean, I could try and learn it, but that's like something that has to be done more one-on-one, if that makes sense. Okay, so my nerves have been getting the best of me. Also, I'm not trained in that area. Like, I just, want to say, like, I don't think I could go down the path of like doing therapy as well as like YouTube, because it's a lot to do. And also you need like a lot of licenses and things like that as well to go down that particular path. So that's why, I recommend if you're interested in that, you'd have to do your own research. Dr. Google is good. Not that I'm trying to say that Google's a doctor. Anyways, right. So we have here, my nerves have been getting the best of me. So they've been feeling very irritable. They've been feeling very like on edge about things, very overwhelmed, overworked. We have here, when we first met, I always just had this feeling about you. Okay, so they've always felt sort of this attraction towards you, always this good feeling, positive feeling towards you. Don't focus on who wants me, I want you. So clearly they feel very connected to you. They feel like you're such a great person for them, but they are saying like, don't focus on who wants me because I want you. The only thing here is that this person needs to learn lessons. They need to become stronger. They need healing. Okay, once they heal, they will become much more like themselves. They're like their true version of themselves. They're stuck in this sort of childhood aspect of themselves right now. Even though we're not together, I just can't see myself letting you go. So they like really don't want to let you go. Even if you're not together, okay, even if you have a lot of physical or emotional space between you both, like they just can't imagine. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Like they can't imagine letting you go and things like that. So we've got here, I've been expanding my spiritual knowledge, okay? So actually they've been learning and growing, little by little. And they've been understanding themselves. I feel like they've also been doing some form of meditation as well. So that's interesting. And as they do more of that and they get more comfortable with themselves and closer towards themselves, because they've been running away from themselves through trauma and things like that, what's actually starting to happen is that they are becoming closer towards you, right? Because it says here, even though we're not together, I just can't see myself letting you go. I've been manifesting our connection, so they're like hoping, that in the future there's still a way in which both of you can sort of like come back together. And then we've got here, I've been having dreams of you. So even though, okay, you might not be like physically like talking to this person all the time or around them, they still have dreams of you. Like you haven't escaped their mind in that sense, okay? That you're not like forgotten completely. There is still some form of unfinished sort of business, but those are the messages from the person that hurt you. I think this puts you in a place of power actually, because you might have thought like, oh, they just like went away and just disappeared, whereas actually that connection, that there's still a little bit of something there. However, make sure that you also take care of the pain that you have accumulated from this situation by doing your own personal healing as well. And I think that's so important. Like, don't neglect yourself in the process or sit and wait for someone to come your way. You also have a life to live, and that's very, very important. Okay, so this is your reading. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I have personal tarot readings that I offer. If you ever have any questions that you would like me to answer personally for you, everything is linked down below in the description box and on shopmoonlightguidance.com. Personal tarot readings, rituals to manifest different areas of your life. There's so many rituals for like love, money, success, marriage, career, healing, black magic removal, protection ritual, and so much more. Intention items, which have thousands of 5-star reviews, bracelets, necklaces, sage bundles, candles, teas. You get my point. And there's also as well TikTok and Instagram. I post short readings on there every day. Moonlight.guidance on Instagram, Moonlight Guidance on TikTok, and I'll see you all very soon.